In this class, we will be learning two new forms, that is GSTR 1A and GSTR 2A. Now you may ask, is this two different things we are going to learn? Answer is no. We have already discussed about these two forms. When did we discuss? If you remember, we took one example of Hrithik Roshan and Kangana, where Hrithik Roshan was the seller and Kangana was the buyer. Hrithik sold goods worth rupees 10 lakhs to Kangana. So this was the example. When Hrithik sold the goods, he filed one return. What is the name of that return? That is GSTR 1. So what he will write in his GSTR 1? Hrithik will say sales made to Kangana 10 lakh rupees and submits. Hrithik will say sales made to Kangana 10 lakh rupees and submits. As soon as Hrithik clicks on submit, will it directly go to GSTR 2 of Kangana? I repeat, when Hrithik hits submit, will it directly go to GSTR 2 of Kangana? Answer is no. When Hrithik hits on submit button, Kangana first will receive a message. What message will Kangana receive? Purchases from Hrithik rupees 10 lakhs. Here she has two options, either to accept it or reject it. Now, what is the name of this message which Kangana received? It is GSTR 2A. What is GSTR 2A? It is nothing but purchase confirmation that a buyer receives as soon as seller submits his GSTR 1. The line may look little confusing. Let's see what actually happens. In our example, Hrithik is the seller and Kangana is the buyer. So what returns both has to file? Hrithik has to file GSTR 1, that is details about his sales, and Kangana has to file GSTR 2. What is GSTR 2? Details about purchases. So Hrithik has to file GSTR 1, Kangana has to file GSTR 2. In this transaction, when Hrithik sold goods worth rupees 10 lakhs to Kangana, Hrithik will file his GSTR 1. So what he will write in his GSTR 1? Hrithik will say sales made to Kangana 10 lakh rupees and submits. Hrithik will say sales made to Kangana 10 lakh rupees and submits. As soon as Hrithik clicks on submit, will it directly go to GSTR 2 of Kangana? I repeat, when Hrithik hits submit, will it directly go to GSTR 2 of Kangana? Answer is no. When Hrithik hits on submit button, Kangana first will receive a message. She will receive a message for confirmation. Purchases made from Hrithik 10 lakh rupees. Now Kangana has option either to accept it or reject it. If she accepts it, then it will go to GSTR 2. So first, from GSTR 1, it will come to GSTR 2A. That is an automatic message. From 2A, if Kangana accepts it, it will go to GSTR 2 of Kangana. Now you may ask, what if Kangana rejects it? Will it go to GSTR 2? Answer is no. If Kangana rejects it, it won't go to GSTR 2. Then where it will go? It will go to Hrithik. If Kangana rejects, one message will go to Hrithik. What is the name of this message? This message is named as GSTR 1A. So what is 1A? 1A is nothing but transaction that a buyer has rejected. Once Hrithik receives GSTR 1A, he has two options. Option number 1 is to accept his mistake. Option number 1 is to accept his mistake, or option number 2, that is disagree. Let's say that he accepted his mistake. If Hrithik accepts his mistake, the said transaction of 10 lakh rupees will be removed from his GSTR 1. While filing GSTR 1, Hrithik said he made sales of rupees 10 lakh. So once he accepts his mistake, that 10 lakh will be removed from his GSTR 1. Let's say that Hrithik disagreed. At this time, the sale of 10 lakh will not be removed from his GSTR 1. In simple words, entire topic talks about cross verification. Just because I am seller and I told in my GSTR 1 that I made sales to this person does not mean that I actually made sales. Sales will be treated as sales only when buyer accepts it. So buyer will accept through GSTR 2A. So this is the concept of entire GSTR 2A and GSTR 1A.